Well, we're in Whistler. Nice, expensive, but a little artificial, really. But no, still nice. We are heading north in the direction of Prince George. We'll see how far we get. I think it's going to rain today, so we will just make the best of it and to see where we end up, because I don't think we'll actually make it to Prince George. The seats are all still in the air. It's kind of amazing. My own little snowstorm. Pemberton. Okay, yeah, that's where we're going. Pemberton. We'll get fuel there. Should be 35 kilometers, something like that. Immediately I can tell you today it is colder. I don't think we're at any great sort of altitude. I think it's just it's turned colder, and we're expecting 1/3 of an inch of rain starting at 12. Up in Prince George they're expecting 1/10 of an inch of rain. The average speed here is going to be low. Speed limit right now, 37 miles an hour. It looks like we are on the 99 most of the day. 1556 miles, 0.8. And then to the Cariboo Highway, which sounds kind of exciting.
The reason we're headed to Prince George is because they have a sizable Honda dealer and I may need a rear tire.
When I get to Prince George, I'm going to phone ahead and just check that somebody has a tire or can get one. And I'm sure we will be due a 4,000, 5,000 mile service, something like that. Which potentially I could do, but if it's in for tires, might as well let them take care of it. See if we get a view of the river underneath, because the rivers around here are a color that I have never seen anywhere else. It's a very, very pale, milky blue color. Let's see if we can stop here. I can also double check where the fuel is, because I feel like we should have seen it by now. Here we go. We'll leave it in gear. That bike is really sitting too upright. Nothing hanging down. That should... Right, time to break out the tools.
It was definitely worth stopping for the view, but then I decided to head down to Pemberton and try and fix the GoPro mount in the gas station. It's also a good time to look at a map and figure out, if I pass Prince George, where's the next place I'll ever find a tire. Also seems like a good place to fill the German Fuel Friend bottles. They're 2 liters each, and I got 2 of them mounted to the back pockets of the Moscow Moto bags, and they fit perfectly. The compact metric toolkit from Vera, I'm so glad I brought that with me. I'm also glad I brought extra GoPro mounts. Seems my trend of breaking something every 3 days or so seems to have continued. Also, there seems to be a theme here. German fuel bottles, German tools, and German snacks.
Okay, so provided the microphone jack hasn't been screwed up, I believe the camera is back up and running again. And it is starting to rain.
It might seem a little dumb to somebody who plans their trips over months or years, but I'm starting to get the impression Canada is a pretty big place.
Sign says check your fuel. Next service is 94 kilometers, so just under 60 miles. We're absolutely fine. We've only put 5 miles on this tank. But yeah, just be aware fuel is starting to get a little more spread out. Some light rain, but nothing too bad. We have turned on the heated grips. That might be the best thing I did to this bike. This is A wonderfully winding road. No wonder it's going to take us 7 hours to do 200 miles. But I can't complain about this. As usual, every second day the 360 does not want to work. Power it on. Oh. But yeah, every second day it works fine. One touch starts the recording. Every other day it just does not want to behave. The road's definitely getting a little rougher. Definitely a lot less traffic now. Wow. Those are some big trees.
I love seeing these big lumber trucks, but the visor does have to be down because I'm getting peppered with wood chips.
These hillsides are much steeper than the camera probably portrays.
I can only imagine how beautiful this place must be in the sunshine. I mean, it's not too bad right now. I think a big part about today is a little apprehension about what's going to come in the future, and that's why I'm worried about where do I change the rear tire, where do I get a tire, because after Prince George, it's going to be remote.
Looks like a helicopter flying with a bucket. Possibly a fire. Yeah, this is the place where the helicopter took off. Right, we're now on the Cariboo Highway. A little chilly, a little grey. The one thing going in our favour is we are now at about 17 hours of daylight per day, so sunset is going to be after 9 o'clock at night. Alright, there might be a fire up there. That's where the helicopter just left from. I see a second helicopter much higher up. First one's got off to the left, so yeah, we do have the beginnings of a forest fire going on. Oh yeah, this is definitely burned. Alright. Good for fuel. I would love to find a coffee shop. A little chilly. I want to get off the bike, stretch my legs. But I think there's a chance that at this junction there might be gas station, coffee shop, maybe something. But yeah, I'm ready to take a break. I'm getting a little bit tired. I think it's just the weather really and the temperature. If the sun was out, I might feel quite differently. But it's also the knowledge that it is remote out here. There is traffic if anything happens, there's people around, but it's not much of anything else. Oh, okay. So, I was just looking at the GPS, and we are fine for fuel, 120 miles on the tank, but if we do a quick search, all of this is behind us. Here, Shell, 10 miles north. Okay, so we do have one. Alright, I'm going to take a 5-minute break, warm up a little, and then we'll push on, see if we can find a cup of coffee or even a snack. It's 1 o'clock now. Maybe it's the tinted visor, but 1 o'clock feels like 5 o'clock today.
Looking back on it, I think it is worth taking the time to switch out to the clear visor on overcast days. It definitely helps the mood, I think.
Couple of little motels here, 2 gas stations. Let's fill up here.
Now from this fiasco, you might think I've never used a petrol pump before. Truth is, I've never used one that had the tap to pay thing, which is why I didn't notice the panel on the right. I think we can definitely take away from this that someone may be a little tired. And oh yeah, it went on and on.
Idiot.
Might be time for a little Canadian geography trivia that I picked up. So 90% of Canadians live within 100 miles or 160 kilometers of the US border. But here's a weirder one. More than 60% of Canadians live south of Seattle. Took me a while to get my head around that one.
I know there's several towns in Canada that have a world's largest something or other, but I think I found the world's largest skis.
And I finally found a cup of coffee. And I'd never been to a Tim Hortons before.
First Tim Hortons. Coffee was alright. Flatbread was fairly bland, but at least something warm. Just going to push on. Looking at the radar, there is thunderstorm warnings, and it is raining to the east and the west of us. So there's our signpost. We'll make Williams Lake, and we might try and make Quesnel. It's time to really start thinking about where tomorrow's stop is going to be and how remote that starts to get. So we'll see.
I decide to end the day in the city of Quesnel, about 20-something thousand people. So, motels, places to eat, and its own cinema. It's also the confluence of the Quesnel and Fraser rivers. But with the weather not looking too good, I'm wondering what the next day is going to bring. But we'll get to Prince George in the morning and have a look at tires. I also can't tell you remotely what I had for dinner.